completely forgot. What we're supposed to do with each speaker is not let him get away with platitudes. We have to start out right off the bat with what's the innovation and what kind of impact has it had?
All right, so the innovation, it feeds well off of, everyone seemed to be interested in that last great talk of asking questions about how do you make money. So the innovation for us is we are selling video online rather than relying on pre-rolls. And we are now empowering publishers to sell videos online rather than simply relying on CPMs, and it's working.
To what extent is it working? How much greater? So you start with selling pre-roll, you drop out of pre-roll. What kind of growth are they?
So we're not selling pre-roll at Vimeo, but we're certainly not advising advertisers or content creators, publishers or content creators to stop running pre-roll. We simply think there's basically, the online video started purely ad-supported, right? The same way TV started for decades ad-supported. Yeah. And there was this feeling of people aren't going to pay for content online. And what we're seeing now is the emergence of amazing content creators coming out of the online world. We're also seeing the convergence that's been talked about for a long time of TV and the internet. And the time has come where users will pay for the right content online, and a lot of content that might surprise people. So the opportunity for publishers and for content creators is not to suddenly abandon the ad model, it's to supplement it by periodically doing something that might be a higher budget or more unique that they're actually able to sell to their audience. And I'm going to walk through actually some details about the economics of when you really look at the numbers of the scale you need to make pre-rolls work versus the power of being able to sell content to a very small portion of your audience. It's pretty eye-opening.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Go for it.
All right, so let me start with some background on Vimeo. Vimeo's mission is to empower creators to make, share, and now sell amazing videos directly to viewers worldwide of the highest quality possible. So Vimeo was founded over 10 years ago, which makes us probably about 200 in online video years. It was founded as a startup by content creators, really created for content creators. And we were religious and really remain religious about building and protecting a unique environment where the video content creator really is paramount, which I think is very unique when you look at other platforms. So we created a very uncluttered, high quality environment, and we did it free of any interruptive pre-roll ads. For the environment we wanted to build and that we want to continue to build, we feel pre-roll is not the right fit for our platform. So as a result of the path we took over the last 10 plus years, we've created a pretty unique platform that really stands for high quality, and we've built a large, loyal audience that's growing rapidly. So we now have about 150 million monthly unique visitors worldwide. In the US, that number is around 45 million. So we have a big presence outside the US as well. We're now the 4th largest video platform in the US, according to ComScore. And we have 35 million registered users. And out of those 35 million registered users, we have over 600,000 who actually pay a monthly fee or an annual fee for our Plus or Pro subscriptions, where they get enhanced tools. And those are for content creators. And up until a few years ago, there was no way for those content creators to actually monetize their content on Vimeo. There are a lot of benefits to them showcasing it on Vimeo and off Vimeo. But we decided we wanted to give creators a way for them to actually monetize their content with the enthusiastic audiences they had directly on Vimeo. And we knew that we weren't going to go down the path of pre-roll, even though it was the most obvious choice. So a little bit over 2 years ago, we created the Vimeo On Demand platform, which is a open marketplace where anyone with a pro account can sell content. So I'll walk you through it, but since then, high level, we now have over 25,000 titles, almost 8,000 creators actually selling across the Vimeo platform, and we now have about 800,000 buyers on the Vimeo platform who more and more are coming back and buying multiple videos. I'm going to show you a brief video that'll give you an overview. Oops. I told you it was brief.
This is you. You make videos, films, series, tutorials, fishing videos. Maybe you already sell them, but you want to make more money. Find a bigger audience. Selling your videos online will help you do just that. Meet Vimeo On Demand. Vimeo On Demand puts the power in your hands to easily sell your videos worldwide. We offer a robust set of tools that put you in charge of what you sell, how you sell it, and where you sell it. Our revenue split empowers you to get the best value for your work. Our unique marketing support promotes independent creators unlike any other platform in the world. Vimeo already has a huge global audience, and with Vimeo On Demand, you can embed your trailer across the web to reach even more people all over the world. Our in-player purchase button makes it even easier to sell your videos wherever they are embedded. And your audience can watch your videos on any device. Your work belongs with some of the most exciting films and videos on the internet. With our powerful creator tools, generous revenue split, and our global reach, Vimeo On Demand is your best choice for online video distribution. Get the value you deserve on a platform built with you in mind. Choose Vimeo On Demand. Join now to start selling.
All right, so now 2 years after launch, we're now the largest open marketplace for paid video content online. And to us, the question that had been asked a lot has been answered. Users online will pay for video content. The way it works is content can be purchased or rented, and the content can be watched online on Vimeo, or it can be watched in any of our apps. And we have a footprint now where we have an app on every major mobile device and every major connected TV platform. And then in addition to being able to watch it there, we built the VOD platform the same way the Vimeo platform overall is built. And Vimeo traditionally, we get a lot of traffic to the site, but we get a huge amount of traffic from embeds across the web. And we decided to build the VOD platform with that same framework in mind. So we built the platform so that anyone can actually embed the title, which basically contains the trailer and the checkout within the player, and it can be embedded anywhere on the web. So what we've seen is that now we have these titles distributed across social media, across third-party websites, and we have sellers that have their own websites that use our platform that then take the embed, put it on their own website, and sell it directly to their audience. We have sellers that are taking the videos and promoting it on social media. We're promoting it on social media. And then users who buy that content and like it, share it, and there's opportunity to really get network effects where it's widely distributed. People watch the trailer. They can buy it directly in the player wherever they see it. They can watch it there, or they can then go to Vimeo or Vimeo app at a later time and watch it. It's an open platform, so the way it works is anyone can sign up for a pro account, upload content, set whatever price they want. We're available worldwide. They can set whatever geo restrictions they want. They can decide whether they want it available for stream or download, rental or purchase, or both. And they keep 90% of the revenue net of any actual transaction fees. And then we supplement that. We have a content acquisition team that's going out and bringing in titles. And we're bringing in a lot of exclusive titles as well as catalog titles and creating originals. So we're getting content from traditional sources, talent agencies, large distributors, but we're also getting content from a lot of new emerging sources of high quality content. So crowdfunding platforms. It's creating a huge volume of really high quality content with a built-in audience of people that have already funded it, and there's real interest there, and they can now distribute that directly to their audience via Vimeo. And we're getting a lot of traditionally ad-supported content creators coming from YouTube and other places. And again, this isn't a replacement, this is a supplement, but a meaningful supplement. So you find typical films and TV episodes on our platform, but you also find much less traditional content there. So we have 6-hour courses on how to use a specific camera specifically for filmmakers. We have $1,200 bar review classes. We have replays of industry conferences. Maybe we should talk after this conference about it for the next one. We have self-help videos, exercise videos, spiritual videos, horoscopes from well-known people that people actually buy. We have hour-long analyses of Game of Thrones episodes from YouTube talent. And the magic of the open marketplace is you just see things emerge and then you can go after similar content. So, what I think is most interesting for this audience is that the migration of us getting a lot of typically ad-supported content creators who are now using our platform. And again, they're still on YouTube, and they should be. They're maintaining their audience there. They're growing it there. They're making good revenue from pre-roll ads, some of them, but it's not enough to sustain. So a good example for us is we have this woman called Comic Book Girl 19. She's the one that made that Game of Thrones content, and she makes one piece of content a quarter. And she gets maybe 1% of her audience from YouTube to buy it, and she makes more money from one video than she does for an entire year of advertising on YouTube. So it's a very powerful model that is really starting to resonate. I hate to show everyone a Excel chart at a presentation, but this walks you through just sort of the financials of the pre-roll economy versus the selling economy, right? So with pre-rolls, let's say you have a video that you get 1 million views on, which would be amazing. If you have a $25 CPM, which again would be amazing, and you assume you're gonna be able to run ads on 80% of those streams, which is probably generous when you factor in geographic locations it's gonna play that you can't monetize, frequency caps. With 1 million views and a $25 CPM and selling all that 80% of inventory, you make 20K, right? With Vimeo On Demand, the way we look at it is we know our conversion rate and the average price. So on average, a title selling for $10 on Vimeo. On average, a trailer gets a conversion rate of around 3%. So if you get 1 million views of your trailer, on average, you're gonna get 30,000 people to buy it at a $10 AOV. That's $300K. When you take out our cut, you're making about $275,000. Even if you're on the lower end of that spectrum and you're at about a 1% conversion rate, you're making 100 grand. So the power here is you can, and look, this is an example of a huge video. When you look at 1,000 views, it's really gets interesting because you have content where, you know, if you would typically get 10, 20,000 views, literally if you can sell it to a few hundred people, you're gonna make more money. So this obviously doesn't work for all content, but it works for a wider variety of content than people might think. So because the player is embeddable, what we actually saw was that a lot of publishers were starting to embed titles featured on Vimeo just organically. So a writer or the editorial team would decide to cover content that Vimeo had. They'd write a story about it and they would embed the trailer. So what we started to see was more and more sales were actually coming from online ad-supported video sites that were giving us editorial coverage and leading to sales. Also understanding the dynamics of the pre-roll economy, we thought there was a good opportunity to actually create a program that we call the Vimeo On Demand Publisher Network to proactively go out and distribute VOD content to publishers so they could become sellers of this content without going through producing it themselves. So this was launched in January. We launched it at Sundance, and we've since added hundreds of publishers from top-tier publishers down to niche blogs. So basically, publishers get the ability to feature our content on their site. They can create entire VOD storefronts or simply embed videos in articles, as many of them we're already doing. We get a lot of partnerships from publishers that we just see are doing this already and call them up and say, you want to make some money from doing this? And that tends to work pretty well. And what we're seeing from this so far is that we answered the question that on Vimeo, users would pay for content. What we're finding is users on ad-supported sites will pay for content when they come across relevant content that they think is worthwhile. And more of our sales are coming from this network, and we're continuing to expand it. So a lot of it is driven, most of what's driving the network right now is content that our content acquisition team is bringing in. So every month we're getting about 5 to 10 or 15 exclusive titles. A lot of them are high-profile titles like Spike Lee. Actually, his last film, he raised money on crowdfunding, and then he released it directly on Vimeo 30 days before it was available in theaters or available on any other platforms. So we're getting a nice flow of exclusive content. We're producing original content. We had our first exclusive about a year ago called High Maintenance, which got great press, sold really well, and actually got picked up by HBO. So that was a great first foray into original programming. We just announced a slate of 3 new titles. So it's giving publishers the ability to feature content that's exclusive, that's available for sale, that's relevant to their audience, that a lot of their audiences might buy. The really interesting development that I think is worth considering is we're now seeing publishers make the jump from just featuring this content on their site to actually producing it. So we have a partner called the Enthusiast Network, which is the biggest online publisher for action sports that in print and digital, that has been producing long-form content for years and then selling it on iTunes. So they were one of our launch partners. What they're doing now is they're using our platform to now be able to sell that content directly to their audience on their site, as well as on the Vimeo platform, which is just making it much more successful and allowing them to keep a bigger chunk of the change. Other publishers like Complex are getting into producing long-form content. They produced a sneaker documentary, and then they're selling it directly on their sites for sneaker enthusiasts. And we're talking to more and more publishers that are producing a lot of video, a lot of ad-supported video. They struggle with having it make financial sense, or even the ones that are successful are just seeing more of an opportunity to jump into the space. And there's the obvious opportunity of just making more money, right? It's incremental revenue, it's additive to your ad-supported model. The other really important part of this that we're seeing that's starting to resonate more and more is it gets your users accustomed to opening their wallet when they're on your site. So whether it's content you're creating or content you're getting from someone like us, and look, this applies whether it's Vimeo or a different solution, it's an important step just to get users accustomed to transacting. And I think it resonates a lot at this conference with magazines where with print, you have the dual revenue streams of sales from subscriptions in the newsstand plus advertising, right? But most publishers online are really relying wholly on advertising. And what we're seeing is this is one of what I think will be several opportunities to start to change that and start to diversify revenue, which is obviously increasingly important with the rise of ad blockers and programmatic. And we see it as a big opportunity going forward, and we're happy to be a part of it. But hopefully your takeaway from it is, whether it's with us or with someone else or on your own, there is a big opportunity now to actually sell video content online.
You can clap. All right, let's have a seat and let's go over some. Who's got a question? Oh, come on. There we go, right here. Oh, you're not going to throw the microphone?
Yeah, hi. I love the fact that people are willing to pay for video. And just like to know what kind of video gets paid for, because for example, we do a lot of videos, like we have TV shows and we do specialized videos from our magazine content. Mm-hmm. But what kind of videos actually work on Vimeo?
So it varies a lot, right? But there's the obvious content where it's feature length or episodic, but we have the general thread to it of what works is content that's produced by somebody that has a passionate audience that they're able to activate. So that could mean that it's by talent that has a lot of followers on Facebook or YouTube and Twitter. And it generally works better if they have a demonstrated previous experience of having sold something. It could be hats, it could be video, it could be anything, but a demonstrated experience of having converted that audience into actually making a purchase. But it also works really well about just passionate audiences who are underserved in traditional media, who will pay for something that's higher quality, that's really in depth. So that's where it's instructional content that's really specific. It's content that taps into fandom that really, really goes deep that you wouldn't find anywhere else. So I know it's a little bit of a general answer. It's not like there's one vertical that works. We're also seeing episodic content that's 6 to 10 minutes in length with 6 episodes selling for $10. So the biggest thing is who the creator is, or tapping into a very, very specific, passionate audience where they feel like they're underserved. And then part of it is also the audience, right? There's certain age groups that monetize better than others. Generally, tween girls are not the right audience to go after to try to buy videos we found online.
Okay. So do you also have examples of successful Vimeo publishers who went on to become paid, who went on to put out VOD?
Well,
because you spoke about
right.
Facebook and YouTube, followers.
Right.
There, but
so we're starting to see publishers do it. So the Enthusiast Network is a good example, although they've been doing it for a few years. Complex, who just released their first title a few months ago, is another example. It's not something a lot of publishers have done, but it's something that publishers are now. There's a lot of publishers who are in the process of creating content.
Sorry for hogging. Just ticket size. Just the average ticket size.
$10.
Okay, another question? Right here.
Is there any way to integrate this into a kind of a subscription or membership model so that you have a paid tier, people who already have a subscription get access to these videos for free and other people can buy them?
Yeah, so a few months ago we launched basically as part of the open platform, in addition to transactional VOD, we launched subscription VOD. So it is possible to do that now.
Any more?
Over here. Hi.
Over there, far, okay, good.
I'm fascinated by this element in your presentation that you're essentially using YouTube as free advertising, in essence, for the content that's being sold on Vimeo. And I'm just wondering if you've had any phone calls from Google about that.
No, and by the way, it's not all free advertising. Sometimes we're actually buying advertising from them. So no, I mean, I think that, I mean, look, I'm sure everyone in this room is using YouTube for free advertising, right? You're posting your videos and you have links back to your site, and YouTube should continue to do that. I think YouTube is a great place to build an audience. I think they're doing all right, and I think they just see this for them as part of them being an open platform.
Some more.
Thanks.
Real quick, what's the percentage? How much do these guys get? They put a video up, somebody buys it. What do they get? What do you get? What does a creator get?
So I mean, we get 10, right? We only get 10% for what we bring in, and that's publishers get the same thing.
So if there's a threesome here, there's the creator, you, and the publisher. How does that break down?
It varies, but the publisher gets 10%. We get and we get 10%.
Okay. And what's the most successful length of time of a video? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 20?
I mean, the average, well, for feature length, it's actually about, for what we would consider feature length, where it's a single title, it's about 50 minutes.
50?
Right?
Or
Yeah,
15?
50.
50, okay.
So there's feature length content, and then there's 20-minute documentaries. For episodic, we have unique episodic content where a lot of the successful stuff, it's 5 to 6 minute episodes, and we're giving the creators the freedom to. A big part of the appeal is giving creators the freedom to decide how long each episode could be, and that's really resonating, right? And it's interesting as the convergence of the internet and TV is happening. The bigger, more established subscription platforms are really sticking with standard 30-minute episodic content, 60-minute, and what we're doing is basically saying the creator can determine how long each episode should be. So with high maintenance, with the new series we just launched called Con Man, with really established stars that raised $3 million on Indiegogo, a big part of the appeal for them was some episodes are 4 minutes, some are 14, and they have the creative freedom to decide how long an episode should be. And it's really, we're basically giving everyone the Louis C.K. deal, and that's on the creative side. That's very powerful.
Are you seeing publishers who are pointing off to your content, not their own content, succeeding?
Well, it's not a zero-sum game. I mean, they're still promoting their own content. So it's not as if publishers are doing this, and we have no publishers saying that their own views of their ad-supported content have been hurt in any way.
Okay.
Richard, the fact is that a lot of publishers here have grown their video business based on pre-roll.
Mm-hmm.
Can the two things coexist? How do you wean them off from that to then jump to your platform?
It's not trying to wean them off it. I think a publisher would be crazy to say, I'm going to stop running ads and I'm just going to sell my videos. I don't think it's not either or. It's just, there's just different business models evolving, and there's definitely publishers that are creating high quality videos that have popular personalities that could invest in longer form content. And it's not necessarily as big of an investment as you might think, and start selling content. In no way would I advocate that. I come from the ad-supported publisher business. I would never advocate stop doing that. I think for a lot of publishers it's working, but it's not working. For a lot of publishers, it's not working well enough to produce the amount of video content that they want to, or the quality of video content that they want to, and this creates an opportunity for publishers to do that on top of what they're already doing.
All right, we're out of time. So thank you very much, Richard. Appreciate it.